Okay, it is 10 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to the first in our 5-part series about ArcGIS Online and the Local Government Information Model. I'm Allison Walker, and I manage the Tech Services Department here at ElectData, and I'll be taking you through this webinar here today. Today's webinar will deal with ArcGIS for water utilities and the many tools and applications that are available to you free of charge with your ArcGIS Online account. If you're interested in attending any of the additional webinars in this series, please visit electdata.com/webinars and you can sign up for those. Today's webinar will be recorded and available on our website after today. Please feel free to submit your questions during the webinar today using your webinar control panel there in the questions box. I will attempt to answer as many as I can at the end. We have a pretty good turnout, so I'm not promising anything here. If you prefer to reach out to me directly after the webinar, or if I'm unable to answer your questions, please feel free to email me at allison@electdata.com. So let me give you a very brief intro into ElectData here. We specialize in field data collection and field to office workflows. We're a Trimble reseller, Juniper Systems, LaserTech products. We're also an Esri Gold partner and have an Esri ArcGIS Online specialty rating. We offer professional GIS services, water and weather monitoring solutions, including flow meters, refrigerated samplers, etc. We offer unmanned aircraft products and services. We employ a group of developers for custom software. We maintain a large fleet of rental equipment, and our tech services department provides equipment repair, technical support, and certified training. Okay, let's jump right in here. So ArcGIS for water utilities doesn't always include ArcGIS Online. Some of the things we're looking at here today really don't have anything to do with ArcGIS Online, but it is a major component in a lot of the applications and workflows. So in case you're unfamiliar with ArcGIS Online, it's basically a web GIS allowing you to use, create, and share maps, apps, and data either hosted online or from your server. You get access to configurable, ready-to-use maps and applications, and it's really a powerful tool that allows you to extend the capabilities of ArcGIS for desktop and ArcGIS for server. So let's do a quick show of hands here from those of you who are currently using ArcGIS Online. So use the Raise Your Hand tool on the webinar control panel there. If you are using ArcGIS Online to share data internally or externally, whether hosted in ArcGIS Online's cloud or on your own server, are you taking advantage of your ArcGIS Online entitlements? If most of you are local government, then you probably do have access to ArcGIS Online and your ArcGIS Online entitlements. So it looks like they're coming in here pretty quick. A good portion of you, so it looks like almost half of you are at least paying attention or are using ArcGIS Online. Okay, I'm going to put those down real quick. Let's do another one. Raise your hand if you're currently using any of the local government information model, whether part of the local government geodatabase or some of the ready-to-use tools, maps, and apps. We'll see if there are any of you using that local government information model. And those are coming in here pretty quick. Okay, so a little bit less, maybe about 25% of you, so about a quarter of you or so are using that some of that local government information model. So let's take a look at the few of the tools available in the ArcGIS for water category in that local government model. So ArcGIS for water utilities provides lots of free configurable templates and applications to help you maintain water distribution, sewer, and stormwater data. It helps to remove paper inspection forms and manual data entry from your workflows. improve project planning and project management, and communicate all that information internally or with other organizations or with the public. So let's start with maintaining quality data, using some of the tools available with ArcGIS for water utilities to organize data and perform some quality control. The local government database includes feature classes already organized into feature data sets. Geometric networks are already built in the water distribution, sewer, and stormwater feature data sets. These networks can be adopted by you or modified by your organization to save you the time and energy of building your own geometric networks from scratch. Even if you choose not to adopt the rest of the local government information model, you might still consider using these pre-built networks to help ensure quality network data. One of the tools included with the model is the Water Utility Network Editing solution, which includes the Attribute Assistant add-in to speed up editing by auto-populating attributes based on predefined rules. But of course, you can modify these rules or add your own. But you can see that as a feature was built and connected to another feature in the network, the attributes were automatically populated based on those rules. This network editing tool also includes the Water Utility Editing toolbar that allows you to quickly add and modify network geometry, again designed to save you the time spent building these tools yourself or manually creating some of these features. Here, some domestic connections were created and added, and then they're using the utility to automatically create the corresponding valves and laterals. This is actually a video that's up and available on Esri's website, and you can go check out that whole video in full. I've kind of cut it down into pieces here for our purposes here today, but that is available if you want to go through the whole thing there and see that application. Here's another tool provided in the model. This includes pre-built data reviewer batch jobs. So if you're using the data reviewer extension for ArcGIS, you can download these pre-configured batch jobs that will help you quickly check for errors in your data. Again, use as is or configure to your own business rules. You can see some of the stuff that's in there for you already. They're checking domains, they're checking for duplicates. There are some SQL checks in there to ensure data continuity. There's some geometry on geometry checks, so commercial service points not connected to commercial laterals, for example. Checking that features contain a unique ID, which will be important. And some additional checks in there, for example, reducers not connected to exactly 2 pipes or a cap not connected to exactly 1 pipe. So a lot of that stuff, again, is built for you and available for download. And as you have the data reviewer extension for ArcGIS, you can just open that up and configure it the way you want and get started right away. And how much of your time is spent by your GIS team taking requests on the phone or from field notes to make changes to the map? So your field crew is really knowledgeable about the assets in the field, so take advantage of that by putting the map change request application in their hands. Just point this to your data and deploy it. This allows users to mark up data changes either in the field or in the office. So if they have a smartphone in the field or a tablet or even a laptop that's connected to the internet, they can come in here, they can make a note on the map requesting the particular change. Here we have a problem with a service connection that needs attention, and then this can be available to the GIS folks. If they had a camera on their phone, they would be able to also add a photo to that particular feature or markup that they just made. So that information can be used to make changes in the GIS or create a work order to fix the issue in the field. The GIS analyst can immediately see that information as soon as it's entered, either in this application or in a web map in ArcGIS Online or in ArcGIS Desktop, just simply by connecting to the service hosting the data. So since we're talking about communication between the field and the office, let's also take a quick look at how you can use ArcGIS for water utilities to remove paper inspection forms from your field workflows. So if you're doing a lot of inspections in the field, then this can really help here. So if you're not familiar with Collector for ArcGIS, it's a free application. It runs on iOS, Android, and coming soon. It's in beta version right now, Windows 10. ArcGIS for water utilities has some pre-configured maps that can be used to quickly deploy some of your more common inspections to Collector. So basically, you can just download a piece of the geodatabase if you're not fully using the entire local government geodatabase. It comes with an MXD. It's really easy to publish up to ArcGIS Online, and then that becomes available in Collector. So here you can see the backflow inspection. I am on my cell phone here. I'm out in the field, and I need to do a backflow inspection. So easy enough for me to just tap on one of these backflow preventers, and then I can see the information about that particular feature. I'm going to show the details. So I see all the information about the backflow preventer there, who owns it, model number, and so on. If there were existing inspections, I could view those here so I can see what happened last time. No records there. There's no inspections associated with that one. So I'm going to do a new one. I'm going to do a new inspection. Here's the information that I need to fill out. Obviously, it's not $18.99. It would be pretty hard to be doing this inspection then. And then you can see I'm going to fill out the inspector here. When I'm finished with that, then I have all of the information and all of the things that I need to do to finish that inspection. And a lot of these are configured with pick lists, and I can fill that out and submit it. And then that is immediately sent back to ArcGIS Online. So if this data is hosted in ArcGIS Online, then I can see it there. If the data is hosted on my server, then the data is immediately pushed back to the server in real time. Now I can go in, I can look at the existing inspection. So I'm just going to get out of here and get back to my map and move on to my next inspection. So the ArcGIS for Water group has a couple of other collector apps that are already pre-configured for you. For example, the hydrant inspection map to inspect fire hydrants. There's also a main break response app that's already pre-configured to allow your field staff to investigate water leaks. So let's move on now to a couple of the tools available for project planning and sharing data. There's some neat apps available in the local government information model here. So here we have the proposed water design application. It has some pre-configured editable layers available for me to choose from. This is an easy way to quickly sketch up proposed infrastructure improvements and quickly share that with others. For example, here I'm adding a valve and a lateral to the proposed new water main. I could then, in ArcGIS Online, create a group to share this application with and add maybe the engineers who will be working on the project. They don't even have to be in my organization. They can be outside my organization, but if they have their own ArcGIS Online account, they can be part of the group, and give them quick and easy way to view the interactive web map. Or we can easily share this with stakeholders in the project to know what the future water distribution system will look like. It's easy for anyone with access to go in, click on a feature in the map, see the information, and ensure the initial plans are meeting requirements. Here's an interesting one. The Capital Improvement Planning Map is an add-in for ArcGIS Desktop and allows a user to estimate the cost of capital improvement projects. So the application includes the cost estimating add-in here. It includes geoprocessing tools for infrastructure analysis. These are all pre-built and come with the application. And it's all based on the local government information model structure. So if you've migrated data to the local government geodatabase, you can configure this application immediately. And again, it's free with your ArcGIS Online subscription. So using the application in this video, they quickly create a new project. They're selecting some start and end dates, putting in some contact information. Again, this is a piece of a video that's available on Esri's website. I've just kind of cut it up for our purposes here. So they've created that project and saved that information. Then what they're going to do is select the water main to be replaced. And you see attribute information like material and diameter and cost automatically populate that asset information down at the bottom. Now they're going to do the same thing with a couple of hydrants that need to be replaced. In addition to replacing a couple of hydrants due to some new growth here, we need an additional hydrant. You can see that again, that's added here. And they can configure the cost information about that. This information is added to the Capital Improvement Plan or CIP project layer group, and you can see that here. There are points, lines, and polygons, all with asset and cost information regarding the project. As the project moves forward, they can edit the project with updates regarding new features to be replaced, where funding is coming from, if the project's been approved, what other pieces of the project are changing. So they're creating a record with all of this information about the project. Now we have another water main here that now they've discovered needs to be replaced as well. So we're adding that in. It's adding it into the cost. This Capital Improvement Plan or CIP layer group can directly feed into some apps in ArcGIS Online that then you can share with the public, or again, you can share internally or just with other organizations, you decide. But that CIP layer group is again a piece of the local government information model that then can feed additional applications and maps. So then that takes us to our last section here, which is sharing all of this information. So ArcGIS Online allows you the flexibility of, again, sharing publicly with everyone, or just within your organization, or with a select group of users, either within your organization or outside your organization. Here I have the water distribution network map, one of the maps that's included with the ArcGIS for water utilities. That has been shared with my public works group, and anyone in this group can view the information on any device, whether it's a smartphone or a tablet or in the office on a laptop. They can even share as a live map within a PowerPoint presentation, as I'm doing here, so it still allows you to zoom in around the map, click on features. I've added that in using the Esri Maps for Office, another application included with your ArcGIS Online account, though nothing to do with ArcGIS for water utilities, just a side note I thought I'd mention. Pretty cool application to be able to embed a live map into your PowerPoint presentation and be able to click on and zoom around and see all of that information. Let's look at some of the ready-to-use apps that are available for connecting to your customers. Here we start with a service request form, which is actually an application hosted on ArcGIS Online that feeds data back to data hosted in the cloud in ArcGIS Online or in my server. And maybe in turn that feeds into a work order system. So you can see that there are some pre-configured issues there, again, configurable by you. I could enter in some additional details, my contact information, and then I can go down and I could select my location, either by clicking a spot on the map or entering in an address here or using the Locate Me button there. And if you're familiar with the GeoForm with ArcGIS Online, you'll see that that's what this is based on. Easy enough to submit that form, done deal, and then that information is available to the GIS folks who need that. Let's look at another one here. Here is a sewer overflow notification, again, pre-built, pre-configured application in ArcGIS Online. Some information that you probably need to share with the public when that happens, so they can click on the feature and see the information there. Let's look at another one here. Here is another one that, again, you would just maybe put up on your website to share drinking water alerts. Again, they can click on the information, see where it is on the map, find all of the information there, and then there's a link that takes them to additional information regarding the drinking water advisory. So lots and lots of different ways that you can communicate with the public, sharing web maps, sharing web applications. Again, you can share just internally with your own group. Oh, whoops, hang on. So that sort of takes care of the main subjects that I had focused on there, but there are some other interesting pieces, if you haven't looked at them, that we didn't get to that you can investigate more on the Esri page. For example, here there's an entire collection of maps and applications that are used to promote water conservations, having to deal with restrictions, water violations, green infrastructure programs. Here's another group available with ArcGIS for Water, a collection of maps and applications that can be used to ensure compliance with stormwater regulations. Oh, sorry about that. Had a little something in my throat there. Here is another one. There's a collection of maps and applications used to aid in analyzing water loss areas. Kind of a cool application there, worth looking at. And then another application that I think is pretty neat is the water inventory report. So you can use that to create a report on water usage and water statistics for your service area. So let's take a quick poll. Let me open that up here. Oops. From what you've seen today, which pieces of the ArcGIS for water utilities do you think would be useful or are you using in your organization? And you can check multiple options there. And we'll see what we get here. I'll give that a couple of seconds here. Looks like people are still taking a look. So quality control tools, some of the data reviewer things that we looked at, pre-configured collector maps for inspections, project planning tools, some of those configurable applications to share information, or some of these other ones that I just mentioned here at the end. Looks like I've got most of your votes in here, so I'm going to go ahead and close this and share the information. So you can see there, 63% tie there between quality control tools, collector maps, and configurable applications. Some of you are thinking project planning might be useful, and then some of you like the other stuff as well. Figure out how to get out of there. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to wrap that up there. If you have some questions for me, please go ahead and put them into the box here. As you can see, there's obviously a lot to take in, a lot to look at and dig through here. I've included a handout that you should be able to grab there from your control panel. If you can't get it and you're interested in grabbing that, just email me and I'll send it to you. It also has our contact info on there. So if you need help with any of these things, whether it's just a couple hours of online training, data migration to the local government database, or a full-scale implementation project, I hope that you will keep us in mind as you move forward. You can take a look at our ArcGIS online homepage, which I've included a link for there. That's that ectronicdata.maps.arcgis.com. And that will give you some examples that you can take a look at of what might help you out. You can also go to that solutions.arcgis.com/local-government, and you can see pretty much all of the applications that I've showed here today. Some of those videos are available there, so if you want to dig in and look around and do some research yourself, you should feel free to do so. And then for additional questions, as I mentioned earlier, of course, if you want to get in touch with me directly, you're certainly welcome to do so. It's Allison, ALISON, at electdata.com for additional questions. If you have questions about your ArcGIS Online entitlements or other questions there, you might go and check out our webpage, electdata.com, and we have our blog out here, To the Field and Back. If you click on that, there's some additional information there. There's a blog post about our webinar today, and there was a blog post specific to your ArcGIS Online entitlements, so you can go and look out there and get some additional information, and I'd encourage you to subscribe to that if you haven't already. There's another geoform that we're using there for something else as well. Okay, so that wraps it up for me. Again, if you have any questions or if there's anything that we can do to help, please don't hesitate to get in touch. I really appreciate your attendance, and I hope that you will take a look at our other upcoming webinars.